Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course. Lesson 75. Here we will have a focus upon the specific values and features of individual Devanagari alphabet letters. Each and every letter of Devanagari alphabet, starting from the first vowel and reaching up till the 8th Yama letter, have specific features. First specific feature, that it has a specific placement like A into the range of vowels. So all the vowels have specific placements, and these are 1 to 9. So it is this placement of A which has an association for it as a number 1. Further, this 1 S Tapate has 1S. This 1 space takes us to 1 space as a dimensional frame of single dimension of 1 space. Likewise, E will have placement 2. It will take us to 2 space, and its dimensional frame is going to be of a pair of dimensions of 0 order. 9th space will lead us to 9 space, and its dimensional frame will be having 9 dimensions, with 7 space playing the role of a dimension. This is that way the specific feature of letter A. Then further, these letters also are associated directions. It is, say, having direction downward, E is having plane, U is having vertical, and the 4th letter is having this, 5th is having coming down, and then it is entering a particular transcendental cavity. So A as having first direction, E is having second direction, U is having third direction, R is having fourth direction, and Lari is having a fifth direction. Ahead like that, up till 9th, we will be having as many as 9 directions. This 9th direction will be like this. So we have to acquaint ourselves as that in addition to the placement numbers values, then the parallel sthapatyas, then the dimensional frames, and the directions are also their specific features. Like the vowels, now the consonants as well are having their specific features, distinctive features than that of vowels and others. So we know there are 3 types of consonants. These are 5 cross 5 varga consonants. Then there are anthastha letters, 4 ushmana letters, and finally we are having the yama letters. The distinctive features of these 5 are taking us to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the first row, and 2, 3, 4, 5 for the first column. And like that, these 25 letters are having their specific values. Now these are the values, but this is going to be the first fold, it is the second fold, it is third fold, it is fourth fold, and it is fifth fold. That means here we will have a dimensional, here it will be boundary, here is going to be a domain, then is the origin, and finally is going to be the base. So letter here say Ka, it will be having number value 2, but also it is going to be a boundary fold. This way, say the letter here Dha. This letter Dha is having value 7, but it is the origin fold, and it is origin fold of which 4, 5, 6, and 7 fold. So of hypercube 6, it is going to be the origin of 6 space, that is the 7 space. So this is the feature which also is to be appreciated. It makes linear order, spatial order, solid order, creative order, and transcendental order. It makes spatial boundary, then the solid boundary, creative boundary, then going to be transcendental boundary, and ultimately self-referential boundary. Like this, these letters, consonants, varga consonants from Ka to Ma are also having their features in addition to numbers and the sthapatya, also as the orders as well as the folds. Then we are at the Anthastha letters. These are 1, 3, 5, and 7. See, these are geometries of Eurospace. These are geometries of 1 space. These are geometries of 2 space. And these are geometries of 3 space. And these are Anthastha having placement at the end. That means it will be a covering of the boundary folds. So these are the different compactified covers of the boundary fold. Ushmana letters are 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are, in fact, the transcendence. So we are having a spatial order transcending and superimposed upon linear order. Here is a solid order which transcends and gets superimposed upon the creative order. Then it is a self-referral order. It is like a prisms of 6 spaces an order superimposed upon 7 spaces an order. And finally, it is the 9 space order which is superimposed upon a 10 space order. These features as these are will further help us appreciate as that while we are translating, and in our translation we will be having a attention for the specific features of the letter as well. So if we get the letter Ka, then we can say it has TCB value 1. Further, Ka is taking us to a dimensional order fold. Still further, it is taking us to as Ka Brahma. This Ka Brahma makes it a 4 space. It makes it 4 space as we are having 1 space as a dimension taking us to 4 space and origin. So it is the origin to which it takes, and it gets value that way attached. And this makes the dimensional fold as well a creative dimensional fold. These are the specific features, and these specific features of letter Ka will take us further, as is the enlightenment that Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme, the overlord of a 4 space, has within cavity of his heart at the origin a transcendental seat, a seat of transcendental Lord Shiva, and with the grace of transcendental Lord Shiva, a solid order space. Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas. It is this feature which is to be comprehended well, to be imbibed fully. It is with comprehension of this feature that we will be seeing how the Vedic mathematics is a compactified folds mathematics and it unfolds from within itself. So the force space as dimension transits into force space as a boundary. It is this feature which is to be comprehended well, as it is by its comprehension only we will knowing, then it will reach us for the another role of force space, that is force space as a dimension of a six space, and ahead when it will transcend out, then it will amount to seven space being flowing at the origin seat and the transcendental content transcending out, which in the context of the organization of Gita will take us to a Pushpika, and within Pushpika as well, when it will have a sport and explosion, and when it will transcend it out, it will have a reach up till its own origin of a origin. It is this way that we have to be very, very cautious. We have to be very careful and we have to be very specific about the features of the individual letters. The, in addition to letter Ka, letter Ref, Anthastha letter with TC value 3 has very distinct features as that 3 as a 3 space takes us to a cube, and within a cube we can have a sequential reach for a one space single axis, pair of axes, and triple axis. These triple axes, as such we know, are also will be taking us to a stage when there will be a four space at the origin seat of a cube itself. So it is value 1, it is value 2, it is value 3, and it is value 4. So when we write Kram, we attach value 1 to a ref letter. When we write Karm, we attach value 2 to the ref letter. Again, as Karm, the value attached to ref is 3. And finally, as a Dhrit Rashtra, here we attach value 4. These are two very, very crucial aspects of specific features of the individual letters. Of all the letters, the letter Ka as Ka Brahma, sequentially taking us to Ka Shiv, then as a Ka Vishnu. It is here which feature will attach value Ka, which is of value 1 as 4, then as 5, then as 6. It is this feature of letter Ka which is to be glimpsed, imbibed fully. One shall sit comfortably and permit the mind to have glimpse of the distinctive features of a letter Ka, as normally it being the first letter of the first row, Ka to Nga, has an attachment of value 1 and it is a dimension fold, and so the normal feature of this letter. However, Ka as a Brahma has 1 as a dimension, taking us to 4 space as an origin. So it becomes Ka Brahma, and with it, its value attached is 4. And within the cavity of heart of Brahma is the seat of transcendental Lord, and so Ka becomes 5. Further, within the heart of the Lord Shiva is the seat of Lord Vishnu, and within the heart of the Lord Vishnu is the seat of transcendental Lord, so value 6. And it is here where we have still to be very, very cautious, as that Lord Shiv is a 5 space Lord, and Lord Vishnu is a six-space Lord. 5 is equal to 2 plus 3, while 6 is equal to 2 into 3. Still further, we know that numbers 1 to 5 are having 6 factors, and then 6 is the perfect number in which the summation of the proper divisors and product of the proper divisors is equal. These are the features which have to be kept in mind. In a way, we can say that while translating the text from letters to numbers and from numbers to Sthapatya, we have also to take care of, we also have to remain fully conscious about these features. And of all these features, we have to be also very careful as that the Anthastha letters, values 1, 3, 5, and 7. These are for Yo, Ra, Law, and Va. And Anthastha means at the end, established at the end. So if we are having, say, domain like this, then its boundary is a creative. It is a four space. So within a four space, these as 0 space, 1 space, 2 space, and 3 space, with its a 3 space as a boundary. And this feature at the end as such will take us to one geometry of Eurospace. It will take us to three geometries of one space, and ahead we will be having five geometries of two space and seven geometries of three space. These features, as these are to be well comprehended, as the simple translation may not be helpful to have a reach of these specific features of the letters. Likewise, the Ushmana letters with TC values 2, 3, 6, and 9 also deserve to be visited time and again. In fact, it is here where we have to be of much patience of imbibing these. It is a very, very big thing that we're having a letter Shah which has TC value 2. The letter Shah with TC value 2. This TC value 2 letter will be helping us that it is TC value 2. So it takes us to a plane. It takes us to a spatial dimension of four space. So when four space is at this origin of a three space, so four space as origin of a three space. Here the three space we know is of a linear order. So as domain we are at a linear order, at origin we are at a spatial order. So the linear order and spatial order. When transcendence takes place, then two space gets superimposed upon a one space. It is this superimposition of a spatial order upon the linear order which is a very, very specific feature. Ushmana letter Shah with this feature is to be appreciated and it is to be properly comprehended. Likewise, the next letter Sa, value is 3. It is going to be a dimensional order of a 5 space, but 5 space within 4 space is going to make a phenomenon of split into a northern and a southern hemisphere. It is this split of the northern and southern hemisphere at the outer crust or outer fold of 5 space would mean the kechuli of a nog is removed. Now, once this kechuli stands removed, that means we will be having a split for three-dimensional frame as well. It is this split of a three-dimensional frame which as such will take us this letter. So this third order, the solid order, is to get superimposed upon a creative order, that is four space as an order of a six space. It is the feature which is to be well appreciated and well imbibed as our Sanskrit is having this feature. The Ushmana letter saw as solid order getting superimposed upon the creative order. It is this feature which is inherently there in the word formulations of Sanskrit. So when we are anxious, when we are having an urge, when we want to be parallel with the Sanskrit words, by Sanskrit words it would mean a script is Devanagari. However, in this Devanagari Varanmala, there is a Shiksha as well, a first Vedanga. And this Shiksha as the first Vedanga is to be carried forward. So this also is inherently there. That means this transcendence phenomenon of the spatial order superimposed upon the linear order as well is there. It is this feature with a base step ahead is going to be this feature as a superimposition upon a swastik frame. It is this feature which is to be recognized. Unless and until we are having specific comprehension of this feature, that the shiksha, which is this, what is shiksha? What is to be learned? What is to have a reach from Devanagari to Shiksha? Why Shiksha is required? The Shiksha of Devanagari is as to how to have appreciation of the specific features of individual letters. So when we say A is a Swara and Swara is a 15, and when we will be in the Skanda Puran, and when we will be having the Kapalgram, with Kalap, Vad of Narad and Jad, and when we will be trying to answer the question as to that what is Matrika, and Matrika means it is not Varan, it is not Swar, it is additional feature. So Matrika is the feature which is to be appreciated, and it is only by having appreciation of the Matrika and reorganization of Devanagari alphabet as of 52 letters, with first as the sole syllable Om, then the 14 vowels, then 33 Vyanjan, and then the four letters Anuswara, Visarjaniya, Updamaniya, and Jivamulya. These 52 letters, the way these are to be organized, the way these stand organized, the way they are having an association of an additional feature of a matrika, if we will be concentrative, if we will be appreciative, if we will be absorbing, if we will be comprehending, only then we can blissfully have a reach for the 6th space at the starting point to 7th space as the end reach. It is this 6th space starting with the letter O and reaching up till Dha, a 4th step. It is the first letter, then we reach up till the 4th letter, and it will get attached with the vowel Re, and then we will attach with it a black color. So it is black color matter which is in the pole star. So this is will having superimposition upon Shvet matter. So the Vedic mathematics is the mathematics which takes us as a system from first perfect number to the second perfect number, and then ahead it also takes us from 6th space to a 7th space. The summation value of numbers 1 to 7 is 28, and 7 is the biggest prime divisor of the second perfect number, that is 28. These all features are to be appreciated, and appreciation of these features would mean that we are having a learning which begins with Devanagari, Paranmala, and it is of the reach of Shiksha. So, for proper initiation, for full appreciation, for desired initiation for the Vedic mathematics domain, one is to have a reach from Devanagari to Shiksha. Let me now sum up, and it is like this, that as Shishya, as a student, we have to have first learning, and it is going to be Devanagari, Varnamala to Shiksha. And as Guru, as we have seen previously, we have to see that we have to reach from a Sharir to a Chit. And for it, we have to have Patanjal Yog Darshan as the scripture. So Patanjali Yog Darshan